beautiful warriors out there. It's Missy back with another sweet treat video. So today I'm just cutting some white peaches. I'm actually making a frozen peach dessert. It doesn't call for white peaches, but if you've ever had white peaches, I would think you would agree that white peaches reign supreme over yellow peaches. I'm just cutting the last of my peaches. When you see this dessert, you will be hooked and you will want to make it all summer long, just like my homemade no-churn ice cream. You want to quarter and core around 4 medium-sized peaches, and they need to be fresh for this. While you're doing that, you'll want to melt 8 tablespoons, which is 1 stick of unsalted butter. We are adding a little bit of salt to this recipe. I have measured out 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and there's 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then we have 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. I get the fat-free. And then you need to take an 8x8 baking pan, double sling of parchment. You want like a 2-inch hangover on all sides. So that's what I've done here. So my peaches are done, and you will need 50 vanilla wafers. I'm gonna count out 50 vanilla wafers, and I'll speed this part up. It's time to pulse. Now you want the consistency to look like sand. You will add your 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Pulse that for just a few seconds to incorporate it. The next step is you will want to add your melted cool butter. You will add that. I'm gonna go slow and pulse it at the same time. All right. At this point, your mixture should have came together pretty decently. I'm not too fond of the Great Value brand of these vanilla wafers. On to the next step. Now is the time to dump your crust into your parchment paper. This is what it looks like. Not too fond with how wet it looks. So if I ever made this again, I think I will adjust the cookies a little bit or decrease some of that butter, because it's really wet, if you can see. I'm sure you can. So let me press this into the baking dish, and then we'll see what it looks like after I'm done with that. All right, that's what it looks like after pressing it into the doubled sling. Still a little greasy for my liking. What I think I'm going to do is just wait till the whole thing's done to give my assessment of it, and see where we're at then. But I still may need to adjust, so we'll see at the end. Now it's on to the next step. All right, and we're back. The next step is to add your 12 ounces of quartered and pitted peaches to your food processor. Blend them until they're smooth. I want them a little chunky chunky, so we're not going to exactly do it until smooth, but here we go. And then the next step is to add your 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. While that's draining a bit, I am going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. Now we're going to blend these together. Now they're definitely blended. All right, next thing you'll want to do is just dump your peach mixture into a bowl. And if you don't want to use the same processor for the next step, you can use your stand mixer. You can do it by hand, whichever way you like to do it. But because I'm already using this and it's already gonna need cleaned, I'm just going to rinse it and then use this for making the whipped cream. All right, the next step is to add 2 cups of cold, heavy whipped cream to your whatever device you're using. And you're going to whip this, process it until stiff peaks form. So here we go. Now remember to keep an eye on this, or else you will be making butter. So we're getting there. All right, let's check it again. Oh. They are definitely stiff peaks. So we are done with that. What you'll want to do here is you will reserve 1/2 cup for your garnish. So we're going to reserve 1/2 cup. The next step is to whisk. You want to make sure that it is all incorporated. We are making peaches and cream in a frozen dessert. Yeah, I actually think whisking is going to be better. Now I'm guessing you could see the streaks better if you use yellow peaches, but since I used white, you really can't see any streaks. Whatever peaches you use, just make sure that it's very well mixed and everything's incorporated. It looks good to me. Now it's time to put this into our crust. Make sure you go all the way into the corners. Okay. Oh my. All right, there it is. And I forgot to mention to keep out like a tablespoon or so of the cookie dust, or because you're not using all of the cookies themselves, you can, you know, you can crush up some later, but I'll show you what you need to do with those. You can either reserve them or use cookies later. So yeah, so the next step is to put this in the freezer for 5 hours or overnight for it to set. And I will be back after that time has elapsed to show you what this looks like. Hey, hey, all you beautiful warriors out